Disinfection is a process that reduces the number of viable microorganisms to a safe level. Note that disinfection does not necessarily kill all microorganisms. This means that disinfected surfaces or objects may still contain some viable microorganisms, but at a level that does not pose a threat to human health. Sterility testing is a test applied to substances, preparations, or articles which are required to be sterile to determine the presence or absence of viable microorganisms. Current methods include those mentioned in European Pharmacopoeia Chapter 2.6.1 or US Pharmacopoeia Chapter 71. The test involves taking a sample of the product and incubating it under conditions suitable for the growth of microorganisms. The incubation period is not more than 3 days in the case of bacteria and not more than 5 days in the case of fungi. The test may be carried out using the technique of membrane filtration or by direct inoculation of the culture media with the product to be examined. If there is no evidence of microbial growth in the sample, the product is considered sterile. If microorganisms are detected, the product is considered not sterile and further investigation and testing is needed to determine the cause of contamination. In the event of a sterility failure, an immediate investigation should be done to assess the validity of the results. The investigation should check if the growth observed came from viable microorganisms in the product, a true positive contamination, or from a contamination error during the testing, which leads to a false positive. Sterility assurance refers to the philosophy of protecting a sterile product throughout the manufacturing process. To achieve a high level of sterility assurance, manufacturers must have detailed knowledge of their production processes and must perform regular testing to ensure that their products meet the required standards. The Sterility Assurance Level, or SAL, is a measure of the probability of a sterile product being non-sterile. It is expressed in terms of probability. The most frequent limit applied to sterility assurance level is typically expressed as 10-6. It is used to indicate that the level of confidence that a product is indeed sterile. A lower SAL indicates a higher level of confidence that a product is sterile, while a higher SAL indicates a lower level of confidence. For example, a SAL of 10-6 represents a probability of 1 in a million of finding a non-sterile unit. This is frequently used for the terminal sterilization of medical devices or products intended for surgical use. Another commonly accepted SAL, which means that there is 1 in 1,000 chance that a product is not sterile. Sterilization is a process that aims to reduce the number of viable microorganisms to an acceptable level, but it is not possible to prove that all microorganisms have been destroyed. This is why sterility can only be quantified in terms of probability. Why is that? This is because microorganisms could be present in very low numbers and may be difficult to detect using the current methods. And microorganisms can be present in hidden or hard-to-reach areas, such as crevices or small cracks, that may not be accessible to the sterilization process. A dosage form is a pharmaceutical preparation consisting of one or more drug substances and excipients that facilitate dosing, administration, and delivery of the content of the drug product to the patient. The dosage form of a medicinal product can affect how it is absorbed, distributed, metabolized, and eliminated by the body. It can also affect the safety and efficacy of the drug. Testing protocol must consider not only the physical, chemical, microbiological, and biological properties of the dosage form as appropriate, but also the administration route and desired dosing regimen. A sterile dosage form is a dosage form that is intended to be free from viable microorganisms. These types of products are typically used in medical and surgical settings and are intended to be administered to patients via injection, inhalation, or other methods that involve contact with the patient's bloodstream or other sensitive areas of the body. A clean area is an area maintained and controlled to prevent contamination of pharmaceutical products with microorganisms or foreign substances, in compliance with defined particle and microbiological cleanliness standards. A clean area is synonymous with a manufacturing area for aseptic products. So, that's a glossary of sterile terminology. Now that we have outlined some important concepts, we can look at the meaning of a dosage form and understand the different types of sterile dosage forms. Note that drug substances are seldom administered alone to a patient. They are administered as part of a formulation in combination with one or more non-medical agents, such as excipients, that serve varied and specialized pharmaceutical functions. These excipients can help to solubilize, suspend, thicken, dilute, emulsify, and stabilize a drug substance. They can even preserve color and flavor of the medicinal product. There are different types of sterile dosage forms. Let's define the meaning of some of them. Solutions are clear, homogeneous liquid dosage forms that contain one or more drug substances or excipients dissolved in a solvent or mixture of miscible solvents. Injectable solutions are sterile liquid products that are administered directly into the bloodstream or tissues via injection. They are typically packaged in vials, ampoules, or syringes and can be used to deliver a wide range of medications, including antibiotics, hormones, and analgesics. Ophthalmic solutions are sterile liquid products that are applied to the eyes, such as eye drops for the treatment of glaucoma. Sterile powders are dry, powdery products that are reconstituted with a sterile liquid before administration, such as dextrose, amino acids, sodium chloride, or some antibiotics and hormones. Inhalation solutions are sterile liquid products that are inhaled through a nebulizer or other device, such as bronchodilators used to treat asthma. Suspensions are cores of micronized solids dispersed in water or oil, such as insulin, vaccines, and other injectable solutions. Sterile suppositories or solid forms are inserted into the rectum or vagina, such as some pain medications and some anti-inflammatory drugs. Sterile ointments and creams are topical dosage forms that are applied to the skin or mucous membranes, such as some antibiotics and some anti-inflammatory drugs. There are different ways to categorize sterile dosage forms. One categorization type is the way in which the sterile dosage form is treated or not, or filling the final container, like a bag, vial, or syringe. One of the groups belongs to dosage forms that can be terminally sterilized in their final container. The other group belongs to dosage forms that cannot be sterilized in their final container due to the effect of the sterilization process upon the product. For example, there are some highly sensitive products, such as most biological products, where terminal sterilization of the finished product is not possible. These sensitive products cannot be subjected to terminal sterilization. They are aseptically filled. You rely on the pre-sterilization of the components and bulk product before being aseptically filled within a clean room. This means that aseptically filled products are those most at risk of contamination. In those cases, sterile filtration and aseptic are acceptable under validated and controlled conditions. However, regulatory bodies such as the FDA and European regulators state their preference for terminal sterilization. Terminal sterilization provides the highest assurance of sterility and should be used whenever possible. And that's it for this session on sterilization. We covered the main glossary terms related to sterilization and looked in depth at dosage forms. Thank you for attending this course. I hope you found it useful and that you have learned something. See you in other courses at the Academy to continue your educational journey with Scilife.